guys see my screen?
Yeah.
So yesterday we talked about HTTP requests. Now today we will understand what kind of environment, what are the components of Elastic Bean Stalk. So now whenever we talk about Elastic Bean Stalk, we are having two components. One component is the web request component and another is the environment. Now this web request component, what it handles, it just handles your HTTP requests, and your environment component for processing and storing and other computations. So let's say we have an application. Now this application in an Elastic Beanstalk has these many like two components. One is web request component and another is environment component. Now why this request component is necessary, Brandon?
Hmm. Nikita.
Why this web request component is necessary, Brandon?
Can I have a moment to think about it?
Yeah.
Sure.
So like yesterday we discussed, so like yesterday we discussed, okay, we discussed that there is application in the server, okay. Now this application will also have some front end going on. Front end is nothing but what our clients are seeing or the users are seeing. So whenever user, like yesterday's example, if you remember, we had a blog site, right? And the blog had three components. One was headline, and there was image and summary. Now whenever the person wants to see a blog, he has to send a request, right? So that request could be of four types of requests are there: get, put, post, delete. whenever he sends some request, our server will access some database, right? And from this database it will take the information and will show it in the website. So that is why we need the web requests. And this environment is nothing but your RAM and let's say EBS storage, like data storage, and everything will come under environment. Is it clear, Brandon? Now we also talked about something called as application version, right? Let's say we are having an application. Now there are two versions of application. That means what, Clara? If there are two versions of application, can you tell me if these two applications are in the same EC2 instance or different EC2 instance?
They're in a different EC2 instance.
So this instance will be different. This will be different, right? Now they can access same storage, okay, or each one can have, this could be a shared storage, or each can have their own storage, right? Now again the same thing, okay, the storage is not changing. Let's say only they changed a little bit of what you call, so whenever I refer few things, okay, so whenever I say front end, okay, it means what the user is seeing in the website, okay. Now let's say in the blog website, okay, we have two versions of the blog and we are using a combined storage, let's say. And in the from the version 2 to version 1 to version 2, there is one change, which is like image was rounded in the first version, let's say, and for the second version image is square in shape. So when the changes are only in kind of like uh, just changes in the appearance, okay, then the applications can still use the same storage because they will take the same data. But let's say they added, after squaring the image, they also wanted to show some small images. Now in this storage, either they can make a new storage, okay, let's say we had some folder one which had all this information, which is let's say headline, images, summary, and this folder one is being accessed by all this. Now you'll create the same data, you can create another folder, folder 2, and this will have only these small images, and you can connect the version 2 application with this and this both. The main thing is that these both are in the same storage. So these both are in the same storage. This everyone understood? Any doubt? Brandon, any doubt? Larry?
Yeah, I don't quite get explanation about the one and the two. If you can quick
So
explain that.
yeah, so okay, let's have an discussion about the databases itself. Okay, so usually what happens is that a database, okay, is nothing but where we are storing the data. Okay, it's a very simple definition. Storage of data. Okay, now this data is stored usually in the form of tables, and there are different kinds of databases. Okay, for now we are talking about tabular based databases. Okay, now these tables we have seen how they are arranged. Like let's say there is some id, unique id, and there is, for the same blog we are doing, headline, there is image, there is summary. Okay, so this is there for the first. Let's say and we are having some information here, one headline, let's say anyone or something, and we are having some image. Okay, and you're having something. Okay, so this was the database you are having. Okay, and now let's do one thing. Let's have an application. Okay, which is showing this. So this is the image, and this is the headline, and you are getting some summary here. So headline will be your animal, and you are getting some summary animal 8. So this was the first version of the application. Okay. Now in the second version of the application, what they did was made this image into square. Okay. But the data did not change. So image is image, animal is animal, animal 8. There is nothing change in the data. So now still the data can come from the same database, right? Till here everyone is clear? Larry, Brandon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say what they did. Yeah. Yeah, without changing the database, you can change the image and make a new version of the application. Okay. You are only changing the code in the application, not the data in the application as of now. Okay. So because the image will go and there is some code which is running on the image which will make it into the square shape. Okay. So data is remaining the same. Yeah. Okay. Now is it fine?
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
Can I give it a shot?
yeah, you can.
Okay. So basically, like we all know that WhatsApp icon is green, right?
Yes.
So if WhatsApp's initial version 1 is a green icon, and WhatsApp changes the icon to yellow, so version 2 will be yellow,
Yeah.
but all your messages are still in WhatsApp, all your phone numbers are still in WhatsApp. So the information in your WhatsApp doesn't change. All that change is just the front end of what WhatsApp looks like now. So it went from a green icon to a yellow icon, but all other information in WhatsApp, how it functions, still exactly the same. So when WhatsApp changes to a yellow icon, that is now version 2.
Yes.
Instead of a circle, now a square.
Yes. Now let's say
So
now let's say this all is fine. Okay. Now what is happening is that let's say we need new data itself now. Okay. So we had image, animal, like headline, image, and summary. Okay. Now what happened is that there is one more image added, let's say, and let's say we are adding this image and we are having a small image again somewhere here. Okay. Now we want the data for this small image. Okay. As of now, in this database, it's not available. Okay. So in database, what happens is that there are components called as tables. Okay. So if this is table 1, okay, now this database can have any number of tables depending on storage. Okay. So what you can do is instead of creating a new database itself, okay, what we will do is we'll just make another table which will have ID, okay, and which will also have this small image. Now there will be some small image again. So now what happens is that when you launch this version, let's say this is version 1, this is version 2, which had the same database, but for the version 3 you cannot use the same database because this image will not be loaded. Okay, so what you'll do, you'll first make a different table. Okay, so you'll make a different table. Okay, this is table 2, and you'll connect this table for this image so that you'll see this small image here. So anyone has doubt here? Larry?
Now,
So now the database, you only change the table name. Sorry, you only added a new table. Now think of this. Okay, so as this ID is same, okay, then only it can be noted that, okay, this small image is for this particular headline only. So if we had another headline, it would have had number 2 and some other information. Now again, for that also ID should be number 2 to get the appropriate image for the number 2. Now so what ID is doing, can anyone tell me? Brandon? Yes, yes, it's the identity for the particular, like, uh let's say this is one blog. Okay, so it's an identity for the particular blog itself. So let's say I made a new application and made a new change. Okay, I can make a new table again. Okay, and again I'll give the same ID. So because of this ID only, you can relate tables. Okay, so if I want to kind of uh like it happens in databases, okay, that if I want to merge these two, okay, and see for this particular headline what is the small image, I have to merge them based on, merging is nothing but combining them based on this ID. So it will compare the ID of this table 1 and table 2, and it will just add a new column beside here, like beside this summary, as small image. So this is nothing but ID is a unique identifier. So till here everything is clear? Helen, Ken, Larry? Okay. Now Elastic Bean Stalk also offers auto scaling. Okay. Now you all know what is auto scaling, right? So whenever, let's say there is one instance running, one EC2 instance, and let's say this instance can only handle 100 people. Now if 200 people are coming in, 200 people, traffic is there, what will this EC2 instance do? It will replicate itself. It will make another EC2 instance which will be handling the rest of the 100 people. This is clear, right, for everyone? This is just normal auto scaling. So till here everything is clear, right? So let's start learning about using the Amazon AWS. Okay, so let me just log into my account. Uh, you also open like Amazon EC2 instance. AWS or just open AWS account just to follow.
Please type the numbers you hear. 1,
9,
6,
0,
0,
5,
Yeah, everyone open their EC2 instance.
Should we open a new instance or
Uh, for now, okay. For now, just do one thing. Just open the console. That would be better. So, can you see my console? So, just type Elastic Bean Stalk. So, when you type Elastic Bean Stalk, you will see that uh, there is something called as create application, and you can see here there is written that you pay the same amount which is required for every hour or something, uh, and you can see there are benefits and everything. You can automate the application. So these are the advantages which we discussed. And now click on the create application. And Give some application name. Let's say some trial. Now, do you know what is application tags? Clara, what are application tags?
So for example, how should I put it? So you have your so for example, in an organization,
Mm-hmm.
if you're, let's say, developing an application, you won't just put it in your live environment. So let's say if you're creating this application for your testing or QA environment, then your key will be, for example, environment, and the value will be.
Yeah. So it is used for just kind of like separating, like if you are having many resources, okay, and you want to categorize these resources into different uh like categories, and whenever you are looking for any kind of resource, okay, let's say you are having this application and you are having several other applications also, you can give kind of like a unique value to or unique key to the application so that it is easily distinguishable, or you can filter your application whenever you want. So now we'll not use any tag. This cost. So now they're asking for the platform. So when you go into platform, you'll see many things like Docker, Go, Java, Python, right? Now this platform, okay, it is totally dependent on what application you are deploying. Okay, so if let's say you will be kind of like a solutions architect or cloud manager, okay, you will not have any idea on the like application. So when the person or when the client gives you an application, okay, and he's saying that please deploy it in Elastic Bean Stalk, which is a platform as a service environment, okay, he will just give you the information. So he will just make a kind of like an Excel sheet or something, and he will say, okay, this is the platform my application is using, and these are the things we have to like have for the application to work. So let's say his application using for now any kind of like, let's say Python it is using, so it will ask again for the version for each of the, so which Python version it is using, and what is the platform version you want, and if you take any kind of like PHP, so you should have all this information. Okay, this information you cannot know from the application, because application is built by some software developer team, okay, and you are only getting the application, and you are making it available to everyone, or you are making it deploy in the cloud. So this, anyone has any doubt? Larry?
Now,
Yes.
So all this information what will be given to us. That is
Yeah, it will be provided to you.
okay.
Because what happens is that software developers are developing the application. Okay, and these developers only will know what they have used, so they will give you whatever they have used, okay, what is the platform they are using and everything, and you have to just uh, let's say like you are having PHP, okay, you will just use the PHP. Yeah, you'll say okay, these are running this, and you can see that there is something called as deprecated and supported. Okay, so if the like if the like software developers are making something like 7.4, okay, using very old versions, okay, still you can deploy it, okay, but it will say that it's not recommended. You can see. So let's say you are going for Python also, it is giving only 2 versions. Like mostly what happens is that whatever the application you are having, it will be based on the latest versions only, because previous versions will not be supported even by the like the platform itself. And next, you can, like, this is sample application code, okay, which is like already present, okay. And the next one is there is upload your code, okay. So if you have your own code, okay, like usually what happens, if the person, if a developer is giving you an application, okay, the application will be kind of like a zip file which is containing all the code, okay. Now either you can uh, take the application code the application application developer has given to let's say your S3 bucket. Now what is an S3 bucket, Larry?
S3 bucket is the storage.
So yeah, so there you can store your code, okay. Sorry, there like you can store your code first, okay, and from there you can upload that code directly into the Elastic Beanstalk, or if it is present in your own computer, okay, or laptop, you can directly upload the code. So usually what happens in in the companies, you will get a company laptop and they might give you permission to store the code in your laptop, and then you can just upload from your laptop to the Elastic Beanstalk. Or sometimes they will just give you the link of like Amazon S3. So again you have to go from there and upload it. So if they are giving any kind of like link for S3, then you will say, okay, I have a public S3 URL, and that URL you will just paste here. URL is nothing but like whatever you're seeing here, it's kind of like a URL. So we'll be seeing that. And local file is nothing but the if you're uploading from your own laptop, you're storing it in the laptop, and then you are uploading from the laptop to the Elastic Beanstalk. Now it is asking for a version, right? So let's say you are saying this is version 1. So next time you are uploading the code, you will say it is version 2. And main thing here is this maximum size is 512 MB. Okay. If okay, so can anyone tell me what this maximum size is for? Clara?
Um, just off the top of my head, right? Maximum size 512 MB. So obviously you can't upload anything that's 600 MB. It's not going to be supported.
Yeah. So this is for the application itself. So if the person who is sending you the code, okay, let's say he is sending you some 1 GB code, and Elastic Beanstalk can only handle up to maximum size of 512 MB. Okay, then what we can do?
You should look for a different version that can accommodate another size.
Uh, so it is saying that maximum size is let's say 500, right? So 512 MB. So actually no uh, application, like mostly any heavy application also cannot have code greater than 512 MB. Okay, and if you are getting something greater than 512 MB, that means he's including his images, his videos and everything in that. So at that time, what as a solutions architect you will do, this is one case, like this is the case one scenario. As a solution architect, you will do is that you will tell him to give you images separately, video separately, and code separately, and then ask him to uh, upload images in the S3 bucket, because S3 bucket can get up to unlimited storage. Okay, videos also into the S3 bucket, and use the S3 bucket links into the application. Okay. Now, Elastic Beanstalk, if let's say what happens is that when you are taking any image or any resource from the S3 into your application, there is some kind of delay, and this delay we call it as latency. And this delay might be very high. Okay, so this delay will be high because S3 is kind of like your local hard disk. Okay, and whenever you're uploading something into the Elastic Beanstalk itself, okay, it will store everything in kind of like RAM. So RAM is to access anything from RAM is like 100 times faster than accessing from an hard disk. Okay. Now, if an application is greater than 512 MB, what you will do is you will make your own EC2 instance and deploy it. Because when you are making your own EC2 instance, you are not having any maximum limit. You can choose any kind of instance, right? Anyone has any doubt here? Larry?
No.
So, if the size is greater than 512 MB, yeah.
Sorry, Yannick, just so if I'm given information that is that I'm 512 LND, so you said in that case I'll have to create my own EC2?
Yeah, your own EC2 instance. Because see, Elastic Beanstalk helps you deploy faster. Okay. But if it is not allowing you to go more than 512 MB, you have to create your own EC2 instance and create the environment and deploy. So, but because we cannot do anything else.
Okay, so once I create the environment and deploy, will I still use the Elastic Bean deployed or?
No, you will not use Elastic Bean anymore. Okay. So see how Elastic Beanstalk is also working. Elastic Beanstalk is just providing you along with EC2 instance some other services, right? Like HTTP web requests and whole environment where computations and like processes can run and everything. So if you are not getting like maximum size, like it is exceeding maximum size of 512 MB, you will make your own EC2 instance. You will deploy the application in that EC2 instance or using that EC2 instance. And
So what is the benefit of the stuff over?
so it is total no, like it is totally like configured to directly deploy. Like you don't need to kind of like code or anything. Like if you are using EC2 instance, okay, you have to install your uh like some applications like SQL Server and Apache Server and everything by yourself. Okay, but when it comes to Elastic Beanstalk, everything can be deployed directly. So there are few things called as like containerization. Did Devendra teach containerization? Not yet, right? So we'll be learning that, and in that you will learn that okay, like how Elastic Beanstalk is way better than uh what you call EC2 instance, just an EC2. Okay.
So based on your explanation, from what I understand, based on what you just explained, so Elastic Bean stuff already configured to, you just put in the code and it runs everything. So it's faster to run an application through it.
Yeah.
And want to create it. But even if you create it, you still be running the same way as Elastic Bean stuff will run. It's just that Elastic Bean stuff is much faster to deploy it, right?
Yeah, because everything is already configured. So there are few things kind of like whenever you are getting too much traffic, it balances by itself like Elastic Bean Stalk. Auto scaling is also done by itself, and security is also done by itself. But in EC2, you have to attach a service for auto scaling and load balancer and everything by yourself. So because of that, like Elastic Bean Stalk is very fast to deploy. But the problem is that memory, like it can only take maximum of 512 MB. Any doubt? Any more? Like anyone? Also, one more thing is that if you are using, let's say, EC2 for 10 hours, okay, and Elastic Beanstalk for 10 hours, the cost will be same. Because the services which AWS is providing for Elastic Beanstalk, they are not charged. But how much time your EC2 instance in the Elastic Beanstalk is running, for that you are getting charged. And this EC2 instance is only having maximum size of 512 MB. So till here everything is clear, right? Okay. So till here, like today you will be getting the case studies, okay, and after doing that case studies, you will be able to kind of like clear everything in your mind, okay, and then we will start uh, with the deploying of Elastic Beanstalk application, okay. Now till here everything is clear, right? Ken, Larry, Clara,
Yes, yeah.
okay.
Yes, I mean.
Okay. So we will be giving you a case study, okay. So till now whatever you learned, it will be based on them, okay, and you will be given 2 days to solve it, okay. So you'll be getting 8 case studies, okay, and there will be like 3 of them are easy level, 3 of them are medium level, and 2 will be like some expert level, okay, till now. So how much time will you require? Is 2 days enough? uh Ken, Larry, is 2 days enough?
I was gonna ask if we get it today, is it possible that we submit it during Saturday classes, so submit it for Friday so we can discuss by Saturday?
Yeah, that's why. So till Friday, yeah, till Friday you can submit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So today you'll get the case study, so you can submit it till Friday. Yeah. So Saturday we can discuss, and also like you will be having interviews. Okay. So it's kind of like I told you, right? You have to understand what the client is saying and everything. So for that you will be having 15 minutes interviews. Okay, each one of them. So I would require the timing for like Saturday from you all. So it will be kind of like separate, like each individual will be interviewed separately. So on Saturday we will be taking 3, and on Sunday we will be taking 3. So please select like Saturday or Sunday, and also send me the timings which you are available. Is it fine for everyone?
Fine.
Ken, Larry, Clara, Brandon,
Yeah.
Larissa. Okay. So please select Saturday or Sunday, and send me, okay?
What's gonna be? Sorry.
Yeah, it's according to your time, like whenever you are available. So should I give a slot and people can select? That would be better.
Maybe
Yeah, I
a
think post it on the group there we can all choose so that way we know we don't choose we all don't choose the same time.
Yeah.
Post on the group, just go and choose that way we know what sign up.
Okay. I'll update in the same Excel sheet I gave you. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yannick, that Excel sheet, I tried to paste in my Google Docs link,
Okay.
but I didn't have permission.
Okay. I'll make. Okay. Okay. I'll make it like public and editable.
So for the interview, can the rest of us join for moral support?
No, actually, in interviews, you cannot join. Actually, it's because the interviews are meant to be